Hello everyone, and welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, I'm Elizabeth, a holistic health and embodiment coach, helping women heal from the inside out, body, mind, and soul. In today's video, we're diving into something that's deeply personal, powerful, and something that I believe every woman really needs to hear, and that's the connection between self-love, worthiness, and your overall health and success. But before we begin with today's video, don't forget to check out the links that I left in the description box below, where you can sign up for my weekly wellness newsletter and blog that's packed with lots of helpful information on a variety of different topics, along with other helpful resources that you'll find there. Now, let's start with the truth. Self-love and a strong sense of worthiness are the foundation to everything in your life, and I mean literally everything, from your health to your personal relationships to your career and even your ability to manifest the life that you truly desire for yourself. When we don't believe that we are worthy of things like love, success, of vibrant health, we make choices that basically reflect that inner programming. We do things like overextend ourselves, we self-sabotage, we stay in toxic relationships or jobs, and we eat foods that don't nourish us. We don't rest when we need to. We stop dreaming and start settling. I personally struggled with this, as many of us do, but it really didn't come into my awareness until much later in life, when I started to realize the patterns of never putting myself first, of reaching my full potential and things like my career because I didn't think I was good enough for this job or that job. I settled for less in relationships where I wasn't getting my needs met, etc. I could go on. And until you gain that type of self-awareness and clarity to realize your patterns and the habits that you have, the universe is going to continue to mirror back to you those same types of people and experiences until you basically break that mindset and the patterns that you have that are holding you back. The subconscious mind runs 95% of our thoughts and behaviors, and for many of us, those programs that they were basically written from early childhood, when we were told that we were either too much or we're not enough, or we're only lovable when we achieve something or if we looked a certain way. I'm sure many of you can resonate with some of this. Over time, those beliefs can become so deeply ingrained in us that we start believing that they're actually facts. But they're not facts, they're just old stories. Stories that basically came from other people's opinions, who often just project out towards others what they themselves feel internally deep down, whether they realize that's what they're doing or not. But the beautiful thing is with this is that you can rewrite those stories just as I have. And I take a deep dive into this area in my 12-week one-on-one coaching program, because oftentimes this type of mindset programming from such a young age can be hidden blockers in us truly reaching our full potential and our goals, not just in our health, but in all areas of our lives. That's how deeply important it is. So let's move on to what happens when we carry those beliefs into adulthood. It can basically manifest as things like chronic stress from people pleasing or overachieving, to emotional eating and body shame, to a lack of motivation to exercise or properly take care of ourselves, to a disconnection from our intuition because we've basically learned not to trust ourselves anymore, to suppressed emotions that affect our nervous system, hormones, and gut health. This isn't just something that's emotional, it's physical, because our beliefs create our biochemistry. So if you're constantly in a cycle of not feeling good enough, your body will basically stay stuck in what's called the fight or flight mode that you may have heard of. Your cortisol will rise, your digestion will slow, your metabolism will tank, and that's why healing your mindset and your internal belief system that you have is just as important as your diet and your workout routine. Now, let's talk about energy and manifestation, one of my favorite topics personally. When you don't believe that you are worthy, you're basically operating from a lower frequency. Often things like fear, shame, scarcity, maybe even anger or resentment. And in that frequency or state, even when you try to manifest things like love, success, or health for yourself, it's often like trying to tune into a radio station with the wrong frequency. You might try to take an action on something, but it doesn't quite land the way that you wanted it to, because as I said earlier, the universe literally mirrors back to you your thoughts and how you feel about yourself as well behind that action that you're trying to take. So your mental or emotional state is, say, in one frequency, often a lower one, with the negative self-talk or beliefs you might be telling yourself, while the action you're trying to take is in a higher frequency. So they're not really in alignment to get what it is that you desire, and oftentimes that's why you won't see that actually manifest for you. But when you shift into a frequency of self-love, of true embodied love, you naturally begin to raise your frequency. That shift makes you start attracting things like better relationships, opportunities, and experiences to you. Why? Because you begin to genuinely believe that you deserve them. You start saying yes to things that align with your worth and no to what doesn't. And so the universe responds accordingly to that. So how do we begin healing this issue? I'm going to give you 5 powerful self-love and worthiness practices that you can begin today. Number 1, you can try an inner child connection, which would be spending a few minutes each day connecting with the younger version of yourself, to do things like close your eyes, visualize her, and tell her what it is that she needed to hear. Things like you are safe, you are loved, you are enough just as you are. And rewriting those early beliefs can shift your internal dialogue in a big way. I have a powerful inner child meditation in my coaching program that I mentioned that can help with this. And I also have other great meditations in my monthly wellness membership that I have linked below. Mirror work is another great one. Standing in front of a mirror each morning and saying kind, affirming things to yourself. It might feel, yes, a little silly and awkward at first, but it is powerful. You can try things like, I deeply love and accept myself as I am. I am worthy of good things in my life. My body deserves to be cared for. And if any resistance comes up for you while you're saying these things, then get down to the root of what the why is and where it's coming from. Number 3, you can do a journaling practice to rewrite your beliefs. Write down old beliefs that you're carrying, like I'm not lovable unless I succeed, or until I look a certain way, and challenge them. Then write new ones, things like I am worthy of love without having to earn it. Simply because I exist makes me worthy. Make this a daily practice of yours until you begin to start seeing change. Number 4, boundaries as self-respect is a great one. To start viewing your boundaries as an act of self-love, because that's exactly what they are. And it took me personally way too long to realize this one with my people-pleasing tendencies that I had. Saying no is not a rejection. It's actually your protection. Every time you honor your energy, which is extremely important, you're telling your subconscious mind that I matter, my needs matter, not just everyone else's. Women especially tend to have a difficult time with this one, mainly, I believe, due to the programming and cultural or societal belief system that we have on how women should be. But in all reality, the only person that you should be is exactly who you are and who you want to be. And when you live in alignment with that, that's when you're going to start to see change. Number 5, another great one is embodiment practices that can reconnect you to your body and your higher self through things like mindful movement, breath work, or simply placing a hand over your heart, sitting in stillness and connecting into your heart space and breathing in deeply. Feeling safe and present in your body helps to rebuild that trust and self-worth. Ask yourself what it is that you need in that moment and see what comes up for you. Remember, you were not born thinking that you weren't enough. Somewhere along the way in your life, that belief was planted in you, but it's not your truth. Self-love isn't a luxury. It's an absolute necessity to ultimate joy, good health, success, and abundance in your life. And worthiness is not something that you ever have to earn, no matter what anyone might tell you. It's something that you reclaim when you take your power back that you may have unfortunately given away at some point along the way in your life. When you start living from a place of self-love and worthiness, your health transforms, your decisions improve, your energy shifts, and life truly begins to reflect back to you the love and abundance that you feel within. And I can personally speak from this experience. So if no one has told you today, you are enough, you are worthy, and you deserve a life that reflects exactly that. And if this message resonated with you, please like and subscribe for more content just like this. I share weekly videos that will support you in your healing and your growth journey. And comment below if this message resonated with you at all today. I'd love to hear from you and if it helped you. If someone you know might need this message today, please share this video with them, because in all honesty, I feel that every woman and even man should hear this message, because as a society, we basically experience so much negative programming in our lives that it really needs to begin to be rewired. Don't forget to check out the description box below for all the links to all my offerings on how to work with me, on resources to help you on your wellness journey, and my weekly newsletter, as mentioned before, packed with so much good stuff. Here is your weekly reminder to do something today that brings you joy, no matter how small it may be. Thank you for watching. Take care, and I will see you in the next video.